Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Fantasy Football Scout Q&A ahead of Game Week 27. I am joined by a fellow triple captainer on Gabriel. I'm sure many people listening to this would have done the same. If you went elsewhere, if you went for Rice, I reckon you'll be quite happy. If you followed FPL General's strategy and ignored the triple captaincy altogether and bench boosted, you were probably quite happy with players like Hill doing well. And to be honest, if you didn't use a chip, I reckon you're pretty happy with how things turned out. Sam, we use a chip. We both triple captained. What's your thoughts? Yep.
Do you know, the ridiculous thing about all of this is that I think I sat here on last week's Q&A and was like, I haven't even thought about it. I'm definitely not doing it. I'm not interested in doing it. I don't want to do it. And then I got to Tuesday afternoon and I read, so there was an absolutely incredible article on Scout by FPL Scoop Alex.
Yep.
It was phenomenal. And I read it and I was like, Then I went over to the Scout, the official site, and I was pondering around, like, making transfers. And I just thought, I have to see what the Scout's saying. And then I read the Scout article over there as well and was like, oh. And then I was looking at the Q&A. I obviously write the pod script. So that morning, I'd made the FPL pod and I'd looked at the numbers of triple captains active and it wasn't that high. And then I looked at it again. I was like, it's gone up quite a lot. And then I was like, oh gosh, it's going up a lot. And I don't know. In the end, I think I just FOMO'd myself into it more than anything. Like, I didn't really even want to play it. Like, I wasn't convinced they'd keep clean sheet against Brentford. So when that went, I was like, well, wasn't expecting it anyway. It's what it is. But I was expecting one against Wolves. So last night we went, we took the kids to the theatre and it was lovely. We had a lovely evening out. Didn't think about FPL really. Half-time break, we have a look at the score. Arsenal winning. Okay, fine. Rice has got an assist. Okay, this is all right. Heading in the right direction. Thought, wow, I'll just get on with my night then. Get to the end of the show and, it finishes, the stage lights, the house lights come up and I think, I'll just check what's going on in my UCL fantasy team and my FPL team. UCL, that's good. That went very well.
Gordon, 4 goals, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Gordon, 4 goals. Had Chow as well, so that was good. And I had loads of points actually yesterday. It was very good. Then I looked at the Arsenal game, which I didn't look at first because in my head, it was the clean sheet was going to just be there because Wolves have had an XG of 0.2 or something in the first half, like nothing. And then to see it had finished 2-2, I was like, oh, good grief. At least he got an assist. So we take some small mercies. It's very meh.
It's disappointing, isn't it? I mean, obviously, if you went for Rice, you went for the differential this week, you really cashed in on it.
Yeah.
I mean, 7 points for triple captain generally is pretty crap, let's be honest. I mean,
we've had worse. I've had worse.
We've had blanks. We've had
Haaland.
We've had injuries. Mane 1-pointers. It can obviously be worse. And like a good result for the chip is like 15 points. So
yeah,
I think if you went for Rice and you use a triple captain, you'll be really happy. If you use Gabriel, you'll be a bit disappointed. But I don't think it's a season ending.
I don't really regret it.
Our season's ended way before this mess.
God, yeah. Yeah, although I am only 1 point now. 1 point off having a rank starting with a 1.
Being in the top 2 million. I could only dream after another red arrow. Interesting. Let us know your thoughts in the chat about what you think about the triple captaincy. Shrilesh says 7-point triple captain in game because it's a disaster, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, he could have got an own goal. I thought he'd scored an own goal when I was watching it. And he could have been sent off in the first game. So it could actually have been a lot worse for him. So yeah, it was a bit weird. FPL Polls says Sam, the best watching FPL. Thank you very much. Emmanuel says my first live FPL Q&A. Usually I just watch it after. So nice. Drop us your questions in. And we will
welcome.
Make sure we answer whatever questions you've got, Emmanuel. But yeah, it was a funny week. All my hopes of a green arrow were resting on last night, and Timber again. I mean, Jurian Timber has just been absolutely awful for me since I bought him in when Gabriel got injured, and I thought that was such a no-brainer transfer, and he just isn't getting the DEFCON. He hasn't had any attacking returns. He's just really frustrating. Really
Are
frustrating.
you going to sell straight away?
I'm very tempted to. Trouble is, it's Spurs next, isn't it? What do you make of the new manager and all of that? Frank gone since the last time we spoke.
Yeah. No. No, I'm not sad. I'm not sad. I am. Look, honestly, I'm pleased that he's gone. I think it was needed. I think we were at a point where I was starting to think we might go down because it was just not working. And whilst I appreciate that it's not all his fault and we've had a lot of injuries and everything else, fundamentally something had to change, and you can't sack the whole squad and you can't bring people back from injury quicker than they're ready. So something had to happen, and the thing that had to happen was him. I'm surprised it didn't happen after the West Ham game a few weeks ago. I do think that they were really trying to hold him.
Yeah.
I think they were really trying to keep him till the end of the season. I think that they decided that they wanted to.
They didn't know who to bring in, right? Like it's a bit of an odd appointment. I think.
Well, it's a man to literally see us through to the end of the season. It's somebody who has a record of coming in and firefighting. I mean, okay. Look, I think Dyche or Big Sam might have had a very different reaction to what Tudor has had amongst the Spurs fans. I think at least it's an appointment that leaves the Poch door wide open, which I think has pleased a lot of Spurs fans. And I think we'll see how it goes. The fact that Arsenal were in a slump and we go into the weekend with a new manager, feeling like we might have a bit of a positive bounce, and we could have an impact on them not winning the title, and we could save ourselves at the same time. All of that feels, for the first time in ages, I feel not really negative around the situation at Spurs. Like, I feel like the change was needed just to reset the mood, if anything else. So yeah, I'm pleased. I think
you're in trouble. I think
you're going down.
I think one of us is.
No, I think Forest are. Liverpool do us a favour and smash Forest, and then we'll both feel much, much better.
Yeah, I think. I mean, we've got Brentford away this weekend, and then we've got Forest the week after. And
that Brighton Forest game is massive, by the way.
I don't think we're going to get anything at Brentford. I think that they're just too good for us, and they're too physical, and we're so lightweight, and I think they're going to win that game quite comfortably. Forest, God knows, it could be. We have to win that game. If we lose that game and we've lost to Brentford, and Forest are 1 point behind us, we're in big.
Especially if we
trouble.
somehow manage to get something against Arsenal, which would be quite frankly a miracle. But
yeah, if you've got a draw and Leeds win and Forest win, and we go into that Forest game and lose that, we are right down in there. So yeah, it's very, very concerning. FPL scoped. Let's start. Oh, actually, no. Sorry, FPL scoped. We'll come to you in just 1 second. Before we do, we've got a sponsor for the stream today, and it's one of your favourites, Sam.
It is. They're back. And I was just saying to you, wasn't I, before we came on? I was like, I'm not going to look at the frame. I'm just going to hold it up, and we're going to see what photos appear. But actually, I can't show that one because it's not. I can do this one. Because
it's not appropriate.
It had God, no, they're all appropriate.
I was gonna say, blimey.
It was one of the pictures was a side by side, and one of them was of my niece, and I didn't feel like it was appropriate for me to. It's one thing for me to share photos of my children. It's probably another thing entirely to share photos of other people's children without asking.
Very fair.
So here we go. We've got my children. Here we are, a little family holiday, and Evie punching a punch bag in the gym. Have you bought your mum a Mother's Day present yet?
I have not, and you know what? I'm in the market for one, so.
I've got just the thing.
It's so QVC.
Do you know? I bet you. Are you one of those guys that sends flowers for Mother's Day?
Yeah, my mum's quite hard to buy for, like, notoriously. So flowers are normally the easiest. Marzipan
and don't get
fruits,
me wrong,
she likes as well.
Oh, I don't think I'd like that. But flowers are lovely. But they die quite quickly and we have to put them in the bin. So after a week, they're gone. If you buy me a box of chocolates, as my kids will testify to, it lasts about 3 hours and then they're also gone. Whereas this, as for lips, will last forever.
Lasts a lifetime.
Lasts forever. And it has all those important memories. I'm going to take a risk by swiping and make sure hope we don't get any pictures of other people's children. But there's loads of like photos. Look, you can see there's me and Evie when she was tiny from throughout the years. And you can preload them all with loads of different... on the weird screen. Here we go. Loads of different images from across the years of things and even videos. There's one of Max playing golf that's moving around. And they're brilliant because you can preload them with any photographs that you want. So if you're giving it as a gift to your mum for Mother's Day, you can preload it with all these photos of like different memories that you have. So if you've got kids like I have, then the grandchildren first cuddles with them, birthdays, weddings, holidays, whatever you fancy, preload them with all your favourite photographs. They don't just have to choose one to have in a frame, they can have all of them in a frame, and you can update these on the road. So if you have the Aura app, which I have on my phone, you can connect it with the frame itself and then send photographs from wherever you are. So when we were in Dubai on holiday last year, I sent my mum's frame some pictures of us away so she could see what the children were doing. They also have absolutely unlimited storage, which is incredible. So as many photographs as you want on here, and like I say, you can put videos in there as well, not just the photographs. So yeah, it's brilliant. And for a limited time, you can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.co.uk to get £35 off this frame, which is the best-selling Carver Matte frame. It was named the top frame by The Independent by using the promo code SCOUT, so SCOUT at the checkout. That's Aura, so it's AURA, frames.co.uk. The deal is exclusive to our listeners, and if you order yours now, it will come through in time for Mother's Day at the end of March. And you can support the show by mentioning us with the code SCOUT at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
Beautifully done, Sam. Beautifully done.
Genuinely, though, I would, if I got one of these for Mother's Day, I would be delighted. They are so lovely. And actually, before we came on here,
so you would know.
I am a mother. There's one of my children, and my bigger one. When I came on here at the beginning of this stream, I said to you, I've forgotten the frame. Why? Because it's plugged in my living room and it sits on the side because I like it that much. Like, it's not just in a box waiting to be used on these streams. I genuinely think it is brilliant. It's really good.
Good question for you from JC. Which EPL player has the best aura? I know what you're going to say.
It's this guy.
Of course it is.
Na 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 na. Mickey Van der Ven.
It was always going to be that answer, wasn't it?
Do you know what I should do? I should have put a picture of. I don't think there is a picture of Mickey on the on my frame, but I really should get one. There's a picture of Marvin from JLS on the frame.
I'll see Van der Ven as well, just to keep you happy. Lovely stuff. FPL Scopes, I'm sorry, I know we started asking you a question, then we moved on. We'll come back to it now. FPL Scopes says, would you start Rice this week over one of O'Reilly versus Newcastle, Chalobah against Burnley, or Mukiele against Fulham? Oof. Rice, O'Reilly, Chalobah, Mukiele.
Is Mukiele at home?
He is.
Or away?
He is at home.
Or is he at home?
He is at home.
I don't think you can bench a home Sunderland.
Can you bench a Chelsea defender against Burnley?
No, probably not. Can you bench O'Reilly against Newcastle?
Playing in midfield against Newcastle? Can you bench Rice against Spurs?
Can you just bench boost?
What are you like at defending corners? Can't imagine it's very good. No offense.
Absolutely savage. Let me have a look. I'll tell you. Hang on. Let's go team stats. Let's have a look. So set pieces. Spurs have conceded. So they have conceded 110 shots from set pieces. That's the fourth most in the league.
God, that sounds like a lot.
Yeah,
over 100 chances from set pieces.
Yeah, so it's the fourth most, the same as Burnley.
Oh God!
So that's good. From headers, Rice doesn't really matter actually, but from headers we are also terrible. Conceded 65 from headed opportunities, which from a corner maybe they go in. That is the 1, 2, 3. That's the fifth worst in the league. Only West Ham, Burnley, Forest, Sunderland have conceded more headed opportunities.
And Romero's not back, is he?
No, he's suspended for another 3 games.
Oh, well, I mean, the bench boost has to be a consideration, doesn't it? If you're thinking of benching like 3 of those 4. All right, let's make it. You've got to pick one.
Well, I'm going to sell Rice this week.
Are you? Okay, I'm not after hearing that about Spurs defending set pieces.
I want Florian Wirtz back.
Yeah, I thought you were going to sell Rodgers. I thought you hated Rodgers.
Yeah, I do hate Rodgers, but I God, but then everyone thinks I can't sell Rodgers, can I? The fixtures are too nice.
I would play Rice out of those.
Would you?
Just because he's an attacker, right? And the others are defenders. He can still get the def gone. I would imagine he will.
I mean, Michele is basically an attacker, no?
Yeah, true. There's barely anything in it. Any of those could do well. I
would really seriously consider bench boosting this.
Yeah, I think my order would be Rice, Mukiele, O'Reilly, Chalobah.
It's ridiculous, isn't it, that we think benching Chalobah last is the right thing?
I know, but it's...
But I think it's right, because I do actually think that Burnley could easily score. They often do get the odd consolation goal, don't they?
You can't bench O'Reilly when he's playing in midfield against anyone.
I'm just going to look at Burnley.
That's so tough.
I genuinely think there's a really good chance that Man City clean sheet this weekend, though. And O'Reilly has got attacking threat written all over him playing in midfield, so that could easily be a big return.
Go on, what would your order be?
I'd play Michele, I think.
Yeah.
I'd play O'Reilly. It's either him or O'Reilly would be my first choice, then Rice, then Chalobah last.
Okay. You're putting O'Reilly, Mukiele joint first?
I'd struggle to pick between the two of them, but given O'Reilly will probably play midfield, I'd probably risk him.
Okay.
Even though I think Michele will clean sheet.
We've gone completely different then. I think that shows how tough it is. Basically,
it's tight though.
Good luck, scoped. Just draw out of a hat. We've got no bloody idea. Tian Sabrit says, "Hi experts." Oh, please don't call us that with these ranks on the screen.
On the back of that conversation as well.
Oh, God. Do I take out Foster for Thiago and Timber for Van Dijk for a -4? Or roll and do it next week? Already have Haaland and Ekitike, thinking about Semenyo captain. I mean, Foster, Thiago... I guess they need the money from Timber to Van Dijk to do Foster to Thiago. I'd do it.
The thing with this is that doing it now sets you up for weeks.
Just do it. I don't really like the Timber to Van Dijk for a hit move, but I mean Foster Thiago is an absolutely insane upgrade. I'll just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah. I'd do it as well.
There was a lot of things that's been called experts. We didn't call ourselves experts. Tian called us experts, and we laughed at it, and now we still get stick.
We can't win.
Can't bloody win, can you, Sam?
We never gave ourselves that title ever.
I know.
Where did it even come from?
I know. So harsh. I'm on the FPL show tomorrow as well, and I'm sure they'll probably bill it. But they don't show my rank on the FPL show, so that's nice. Attaboy FPL, thanks for the super chat. While loads of people want to keep or get him, I'm looking at selling Ekitike with the headaches he caused. Should I sell for João Pedro, or do I keep? I'm in a similar position in the sense that I don't really want Ekitike. He's a problem.
What?
But great fixtures on the horizon. Like,
you cannot. You cannot sell Ekitike.
Really? You're that bullish on it?
Yes. Have you seen the fixtures?
He's pretty rubbish though as an asset.
What?
What do you mean? What? He's scored 2 goals once in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks.
Okay, hang on. I'm getting the Liverpool stats.
His returns are 2-2, 13, 1-2, 0-0, 2-5. That isn't a great asset.
No, but the fixtures haven't been great, and now they are. They're brilliant fixtures for Liverpool coming up between now and the end of the season. They are finally getting there. Like, I think over the last couple of weeks, we've watched the Liverpool side that are finally starting to click. Like, Wirtz is starting to play well. Salah, borderline, looked quite good again against your lot in the FA Cup at the weekend. I think they're starting to... Kirkes is starting to low-key look like this player that they signed from Bournemouth last year rather than just some randomer they picked off the street, which is how it felt at the beginning of the season. They're just starting to look more like Liverpool again, in my view. And it's coming at the perfect time.
We've said that, though, before, and then they've...
I don't know. Like, I look at it. He's got the most attacking returns across the Liverpool team. He's got the biggest goal threat across the Liverpool team. He's had the most big chances across the Liverpool team. His shot share is the highest. His big chance share is the highest. His goal share is second highest behind Isak, but he's injured. I don't think you can sell Ekitike. If anything, I'm thinking about tripling up on Liverpool and getting him in.
I think the main thing is this question specifically is, do I sell for
João Pedro?
Well, João Pedro's fixtures after Burnley at home, which is the best fixture you can have. After that are Arsenal away, Aston Villa away, Newcastle, Everton away, Man City. In the same period, Ekitike will play Forest, West Ham, Wolves, Spurs, Brighton, Fulham at home. I can't see any way in which Pedro outscores Pedro over the long term.
No. He might this week, but I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be. It's one of those though, isn't it? Where João Pedro against Burnley could do just as well as Ekitike against Nottingham Forest. João Pedro probably outscores him this week, but moving forward, I think you're going to want to reverse that transfer, because I think if you look at this over a 5-week period, Ekitike will outscore João Pedro.
I mean, Zeitgol says Chelsea are so 4 game weeks ago. I mean, that's sort of how I feel. I mean, you know, I'm looking at teams with Palmer in and with Chalobah and Pedro and thinking they're going to really hurt this week. Like I can, you know, they could easily score 4 or 5 goals against Burnley and we're absolutely in the mud. But after that, you're then going to be stuck with 3 Chelsea players for an absolutely horrendous run of fixtures. So would I be buying Chelsea? I just don't know about buying Chelsea players now. I think you're trying to buy last week's points, aren't you?
Yes, yeah. And I think if I was going to buy a cheaper forward right now, I'd buy Thiago over João Pedro because of the fixtures. That, like, I think I do feel like it's a bit points chasey to go to João Pedro now. It does make sense because it's Burnley, and if it was Burnley followed by, you know, somebody else half decent, then fair, you know, half terrible, then fair enough. But it's not. It's when you come out of that Burnley game, they're difficult, those fixtures, and they're not defences that are going to be quite so compliant, and they're also not defences that I would expect to just give away penalties in the way that has been happening in the last couple of weeks. Because let's also be real about this. Part of the reason João Pedro has been so good in the last couple of weeks is because he keeps being fouled for the same penalty. That's happened 3 times. You take that away, then the points returns are way less.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, one person says Ekitike scored 0 goals in home games against Wolves, Burnley and Leeds. Yeah, that's not good. Akpi says, as your advice is sound most weeks, you don't follow it. That's the problem for you. Yep. Tell me about it. Adrian says, if Az followed his best advice, he'd be top 10k. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Savino says... Yeah, it's probably true. Savino says Ekitike minutes risk when Champions League starts. I was just looking at the table.
For where? For who?
Yeah, that's the thing. A for who? I mean, they could play Gakpo up top, couldn't they? But I don't think Slot really wants to do that. They're 6th in the league. They've got Brentford breathing down their necks. They've got to finish in the top 5.
They have to finish. They've
got to finish in the top 5.
Arguably, they've still got to try and finish in the top 4 just to make sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who they oust out of that top 5 either. Arsenal, City, Villa, Manchester United, Chelsea.
Well, there's no way that
Villa, I guess.
No way. Yeah, because there's no way that Manchester United should be dropping out.
I know.
Because they've got nothing else.
I mean, maybe with Chelsea's run of fixtures now, they're only 2 points ahead. They'll be looking at this run and thinking they'll potentially drop some points in that. But I don't think they can afford to bench Ekitike going forward. Do you?
Well, no, if Isak was fit, then yes, I would agree on the rotation risk. But I just genuinely don't know who they would bench. Like, who are they benching him for? Like, they've given him a bit of a rest and it didn't go that well. So, no. I don't know. Like,
he's so, and the relationship between Wirtz and Ekitike is going to, that's the deciding. If Szoboszlai keeps his form up and the partnership between Wirtz and Ekitike carries on growing as it is, I think they'll probably do it. But you take one of those,
I hope so.
Well, you take one of those links out, and I think it all falls apart.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah. What do you think about Rayan? A few people mentioning him. We spoke a bit about him last week. I think we had this pretty much a very similar question. Rayan, Adley, Otara, Sharda, best mids to own for game week 27 to 31. Can't remember what conclusion we came to last week. I think we said Rayan, didn't we? Because of the fixtures.
I like all of them. And I don't think there's any reason. And we also had, I think, Somerville in the conversation last week as well.
We did, yeah.
But with
you
these
were quite hot on Somerville.
Yeah, I still am. Like FA Cup, like I don't know. Like I think I really like Somerville. These four though, the fixtures are great for both sides. Continue to be nice for Bournemouth. They're good for Brentford. I think of the two I prefer, weirdly, because I love Sharda. Sharda's one of my favourite players. But I think with the way that Brentford are playing right now, I'd go Dango over Sharda if I was going to go for Brentford.
I agree.
But I really like the Rayan pick. I really like what he's doing. I like his approach to games. I think there's a real opportunity there. Whereas most people are going to go Thiago at Brentford and you'll be investing that way, which makes sense. I think at Bournemouth, and I said this last week, like I've got Croupy. I can't guarantee he's going to start every week. But if you have Rayan as well, that kind of allows you to still stay invested in that Bournemouth attack, which is looking really good. So I like them. The best one to own, I think I'd have Rayan, because I think Altara you can probably cover out with Thiago. And I'm assuming most people will go for Thiago. If you're not going to go Thiago, then maybe I'd have Altara instead.
The great thing about Dango is he's going to win some penalties for Thiago, and that link up is really key. Rayan, he looks like someone who can just do it on his own. He's so good at beating players. The fixtures for both teams are so good. Rayan's got West Ham, Sunderland, Brentford, Burnley. Dango's got a great run as well. Dango has got Brighton, Burnley, Bournemouth, Wolves. They're both pretty unbelievable, aren't they? I'd lean towards Rayan, I think, for all the reasons you said, but there's not much in it. I think you can go either way. JC says Rayan's unknown and hard to handle. I quite like that element of it when a player comes in, hits the ground running, and the team just don't know how to adapt to someone like him.
Yeah, unexpected,
exactly. China says Harry Wilson. Haven't really mentioned him. They've got a good run as well for them. After the Sunderland game, they play Spurs, West Ham, Forest, Burnley. Nice four.
Do we think he's better than all of them, though?
He's up there, isn't he? He's up there from 28. But I'd still go Rayan, I think.
I think he's a good pick. I don't think he's better than... I think I'd rather have Dango or Rayan over Wilson.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like Wilson might have been... when whoever it was said Chelsea 4 weeks ago, I kind of feel like Harry Wilson feels a bit 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, I can do Elliot Anderson to Rayan. And I am tempted. Anderson's been pretty good for me, but new manager, not really sure what's going to go on there.
Well, we want it to go badly, don't we? Both of our sides.
Well, yeah, absolutely. We need it to. Oh my God. Ferrer just needs to come and just carry on losing like he did at Wolves to start the season. Yeah. Runner Bean says he has a question. Where's your question, Runner Bean? I can't even see it. Who to prioritise this week? Timber to Van Dijk, Evan Nilsson to Thiago, or Rice to Dango Rayan?
Okay, I'm in a bit of a quandary on this because I've got 4 free transfers this week, which is always very nice. In an ideal world, I would do Rice to Wirtz, Timber to Van Dijk, and then Dominic Calvert-Lewin to Thiago. Don't have enough money for that. So in order to do that, I'd have to also then do Senesi to Hill, which I don't also mind, but that would be using... Yeah, no. But that's using all 4 transfers. Can't decide if that's mad or not.
Don't hate it.
I don't hate it either, but it also feels like a lot of transfers at a time where I'm supposed to be saving transfers because I don't have a wild card and I might need to do something with the doubles that are coming. It would remove 2 Arsenal assets, so it does get me pretty much there with the team for 31. So that's helpful. Maybe it sets my team up quite nicely then that I can start rolling transfers again.
This is a lovely little monologue, Sam, but has absolutely nothing to do with Runner Bean's question.
My point is that I'm also struggling with this, how to prioritize, because in my head they all feel like a priority. Getting on early-ish on Thiago feels like a priority because he's only going to go. I can only see him increasing in price over the next few weeks with the fixtures the way that they are. Timber to Van Dijk possibly could wait a week, but then you do miss the opportunity to have this fixture against Forest, and Forest aren't great. Rice to Ryan could also wait a week.
I think this is quite an easy one.
What would you do then? Just do Evan Nilsson?
100%. I think Thiago
Just that?
I would definitely do Evan Nilsson to Thiago. I don't think Evan Nilsson's a good pick. Anyway, I don't like him. He played 50 minutes in the last game. He's never really been a great FPL asset anyway. That is a massive upgrade. Timber to Van Dijk can wait, exactly like you said. Liverpool have got an away game. Timber's playing Spurs, who've got no players available. And I don't think Rice is a priority any week. I mean, I can see why people would look to get rid, but I don't think Rice to Dango or Ryan is a particularly great move, unless you're using that money to fund something else. So,
well, unless the money is being used to fund Evan Nilsson to Thiago.
I'm probably captaining Thiago this week. That's how little faith I have in
Holy
Brighton
moly!
against Brentford.
What?
They are going to absolutely crush us in midfield. Honestly, our midfield is so weak. It's so weak. They're going to absolutely dominate us. We've got no presence at all. Our recruitment's been appalling for ages. Thiago is going to cause so many problems for us. Come on, send Thiago to blank then. Well, you know, who knows? If Thiago blanks and we win, I'll be happy. But I can't see any way we keep Thiago out this week. Honestly, of all the games for us to be having after this bad run, this is about the worst game we could have. Brentford away. I think we're going to lose like 3-0 or something.
Wow. I am.
You can't captain against your own team, says No Shirt Man. I can. I can and will.
Wow. Okay.
Honestly, Dango, Sharda, Thiago. It's going to be awful. Absolutely awful. Yeah, Runner Beans thinking Evan Nilsson to Thiago.
I think the other two can wait. That one definitely feels like the biggest and the best
Pop
upgrade.
Talk, sell Thiago. I hate you guys. I hate you guys. Would you bench boost, says Sushan, a bench of Dubravka, Rice, Timber and Mukiele? Wouldn't be far off.
Dubravka's not really going to get anything. Not against Chelsea. Could get minus, couldn't he, if they score a hatful, but he's probably going to make saves, so that'll probably counteract it. So let's assume he's going to get 3. Mukiele, let's assume he keeps the clean sheet, gets 6. 9. It's not far off, is it?
It's not far off. If Dubravka had like a Palace or someone slightly better.
I do. The one thing I will say, and you're entirely right about what you said about Spurs, but we do score goals. But despite having no players, we always score. I think we've scored in 6 of the last 7 in the PL. So I can't see the Arsenal clean sheet sticking. I do think we'll score, particularly in the first game for the new manager, and the crowd is going to be up for it, especially after Arsenal's last 2 results. I do think we will score. So then it's just a case of Rice could easily get an attacking return from a set piece, as we've just talked about, but Timber. If Timber was Virgil, I'd bench boost that.
Yeah. I don't think I'd do it. I'd save it for a double game week. That's what Zykel says in the chat. I think I agree. But that bench could hurt. Just be aware that could hurt. But Spurs score, derby game, Rice playing deep, maybe gets a couple of DEFCONs, and then you're relying on Mukiele. I don't know. It could be a bit better. I don't think I'd do it. Danny Huntley says, I've used my triple captain, I've used my bench boost. Everyone basically has my team in my mini league and are above me now. Oh, God. Should I wildcard?
Don't wildcard now.
I'm not far off.
I wouldn't. God, here we go again. Right, go on.
You used it a few weeks ago, and you were
But
fine.
now, don't you feel like it's different now? Because the problem with now, unless you've got loads of transfers in the bank, The problem with now is that you've got, I suppose not necessarily, because we are still,
You
where
got
are
time.
we? 27,
You got time to build them
28, 29, 30, 31. You have still got time to get 4 in the bank. So maybe it is okay to do it now. But if you're going to do it, I think you have to do it now. I don't think you can wait 1 or 2 weeks and then do it. You've either got to do it right now or do it into 32, in my view.
You basically, you wildcard now and you bring in a load of Brentford players, a load of Liverpool players, and a load of Bournemouth players. You get Hill, Rayan, Ekitike, Wirtz, and Van Dijk, and then probably like Diango, Thiago, and then Keller in goal, and you just bank those fixtures on them all delivering, and they're good teams, and they should do. Do you know what? I'm going to say something else that you probably were going to hate. If I was wildcarding this week, I would be taking out Haaland.
For who?
Well,
what would your front three look like then?
You got 2 options, haven't you? You either go spread the money all around, and you can create an unbelievably good team if you do that. Look at General. Look how much General's been flying up the ranks because he's just got all of these players that are just scoring week after week. Or you go for Salah. And you say, I'm looking at these fixtures. I'm going to get the penalty taker from Liverpool. I'm going to back Salah to, hit some form, get back to his best. And you effectively keep a template-ish team, but you back Salah over Haaland. Don't hate that.
I don't hate that. No, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. What I don't like about it is that it only takes 1 goal, and it starts to hurt. And if he braces, it hurts more. And I think that's all fine if Salah does the same. So as long as they tick over doing the same thing, which they should because Liverpool got better fixtures, then you're fine. But it's a risk, and it's just it's whether you are comfy in that risk.
I mean, at what point in our seasons do we have to take risks? Because
I sound like Lee now.
Well, I've been playing patiently. I've been using triple captain on a player that I thought would do well. I've tried to play the game in a nice, sensible way because when I've been down in the mire before, I've done that and it's worked. And I've got back up to a respectable rank. Now we've got 12 weeks left. Games are ticking on, and maybe I'm just thinking, do you know what? If I go for it and I finish like 3.5 million, 4 million, whatever, but at least I'd give myself the chance to push on into the top, like 500k. Like, how much do we care about finishing really low if we're gonna just see it out and have a pretty crappy season anyway? When does hope get extinguished, Sam? That's my question. That's a very philosophical question.
Well, you say that, but since my wild card, which was 4 weeks ago, I've gone up 1.4 million places.
But using your wild card was a risky move, because if you asked anyone if you should have used it, they would all have said no. Wait for double game weeks, wait until you've got more information, yada yada yada. Which is what I did, and I've stayed exactly where I am, and you've now overtaken me. So the risky strategy of you getting rid of all those players has paid off for you. So
I mean, my team was shocking.
That helped.
So that helped. It's risk and reward, right? And I've had this argument with my husband till I'm blue in the face. Like, I think there's risks that are worth taking and risks that aren't worth taking. Like, for me, I don't, and maybe it's because of the type of manager I am not the sort of manager that wants to risk tanking my entire season. Like, yes, I'm not happy, but over the last 4 weeks, I've proved that I can take 1 million. I can easily take 1 million out of my rank. So if we can, over the next 4 weeks between now and the blank, if I can continue to chip away a couple of 100k at each deadline, then I'll be pretty much at the top, inside the top 1 million. That's the hope, is that by game week 31 we get there, which doesn't seem unattainable at the moment if I can invest in Liverpool and Brentford in the next couple of weeks, because I'm already invested in Bournemouth, so that's fine. But I know that for me, when I look at that Liverpool team, and I said this about Cole Palmer, so decide whether you want to listen to what I'm about to say or not. But I still don't think that Salah is a better pick than either Ekitike or Wirtz. Like, in my mind, if I was to take out Haaland and money wasn't an object, I'm still not convinced I'd pick Salah.
I think Wirtz is the best one.
I do too.
Regardless of price. This is what I mean. If I was going to do a wildcard team, and I'll be talking through one on the FPL show tomorrow, I wouldn't be going for Salah. I'd be tripping up on Liverpool with Wirtz, Ekitike and Van Dijk.
So in which case, why would you take out Haaland?
Well, you have to take him out if you want to build a team with Wirtz, Ekitike and Van Dijk.
Not really.
It's very difficult to not do that. Well, unless you don't go for Palmer. But if you're wildcarding this week, you're going to have Palmer for Burnley, aren't you? And then you could look to move him down.
Yeah, but maybe Palmer, you just have Palmer and you don't have Wirtz for this week, and then next week you go Palmer to Wirtz, and then you're loaded again.
Yeah, well, true. Yeah, fair.
Like, I don't think... that's my point, is that I think you can build a team, even if you put Palmer in it for this week, that looks great without taking Haaland out. And so I look at it and go, why would you take... I wouldn't take Haaland out for Salah, because I'd rather have Ekitike, Wirtz and Virgil than I would...
I think it's quite hard to have a team with Wirtz, Ekitike, Haaland, Bruno Fernandes, Gabriel, Van Dijk. It's harder than you think. You need to make some compromises. You can't have like a Semenyo or Rodgers or these players. You need to be going down to the Rayans or the Dangos, which is
fine. Yeah.
I mean,
and you can still keep Kroupy.
I mean, I look at my team, for example. I've got Verbruggen, Gabriel, Timber, Munoz, Rice, Enzo, Fernandes, Anderson, Thiago, Haaland, Ekitike. So I've got no real way of getting Wirtz, like, easily. I could do Timber down and then Enzo up. That's something I'm thinking about next week potentially, but it's not that easy. And then there's no Van Dijk in that.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, I feel Harry's in the chat. Harry and I have. Sorry, I was going to say Harry and I have almost like identical teams, and I was wondering whether like his brilliance would outweigh my, let's call it bad luck. Let's just go with that. It hasn't. We've both not been doing great for the last like 6 weeks. Sorry, Harry.
You've put it on Harry. Is that what happened?
Yeah, I basically cursed Harry, which is, of all the people to curse.
Oh, it's really unkind, because FPL Harry is an absolutely top bloke and he's just lovely.
I know.
So why, of all the people to curse, why would you do it to Harry?
Can you sell my players, please? Honestly, there was 1 week I looked at our teams and we had 10 of 11 players the same, and I thought, oh my God, this is it. Harry's obviously going to get into the top 10k. This is my resurgence. It's going to happen. And then he had like one of his worst weeks, I think he said, in like ever playing FPL, and I was like, yep.
That's called
my world.
The As effect.
Welcome to my world, Harry. Yep.
Oh, As. Oh, dear.
Terrible. We'll take a couple more questions before we go. Dan Huntley says, we're thinking hard out, but Salah then has Ramadan. Will this affect his performance? The same with Dango as well. I think it was Harry who posted about Dango saying he barely started, I think, during Ramadan last year. But I think there was potentially some tactical reasons for that. He wasn't totally nailed in that Bournemouth team. I think Evan Nilsson was coming back and some things. So
and
we're not totally sure.
I think I'm right in saying that Salah was really good in Ramadan last year.
I can't ever remember there being an issue with Salah during Ramadan.
I seem to remember we all thought it might be an issue, and then his numbers accelerated because we were all going, well, he can't hold it at this level. I'll have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure that his numbers actually got better during that, because they used to stop and let him break his fast, didn't they, during the games if they were a night game?
Yeah.
I don't really think about that as an issue, to be honest.
I'm just reading an article now about it, and it seems to say it doesn't have a huge impact. What is interesting is after Ramadan ends, he tends to like hit it really hard. So that's quite interesting. He kind of stays quite consistent, and then obviously breaks the fast, and then he does really well. But I don't think it's going to be a.
It won't be an issue, I don't think. No.
Yep. And we'll take one more, and that's from Savino. Who would you bench, Chalobah or Hill? Hill has been so good. Bournemouth, West Ham away, Chalobah, Burnley at home. I just don't think you can bench someone at home to Burnley. I know we said earlier that you can, but that was very specific.
Benched him earlier.
That was against like O'Reilly, Rice, and Mukiele, wasn't it? I just think if you've in this sort of situation, I think West Ham probably score.
Yeah, but Hill's probably going to get DEFCON and an assist.
No, he can't keep getting those assists.
Why not?
Because he's after his first one, he passed to Rayan, who beat about 4 players and smashed it into the top corner. No, I'd go Chalobah. You'd
I
really
think-
play Hill over Chalobah?
I don't. Well, the problem with Chalobah is that Chalobah is it's either going to be a clean sheet or nothing. He won't get bonus because Chelsea are going to score a load of goals. So the bonuses will go to the attacking players. Hill, I think Hill's got the bigger chance of a clean sheet.
Really?
Hill, I think Hill is more likely to get DEFCON because West Ham will attack. Burnley have got no chance. They might have one attack and score from it because that's what they do. I think that's tighter than you think. I'd be inclined to play Hill.
Well, there you go, Sfino. That's a useful end to the stream, isn't it? pick the one. Pick the one that you like best.
Russ you think he's worth. Yeah. Dear.
Well, on FPL, Harry needs our advice, clearly, from two people around 2 million. Anderson or Dewsbury Hall? He's been asking this all day. I saw him on Twitter. Oh, who should I sell? No, I think the poll came through like 50-50.
What is it? Play one of them or sell one of them?
I think it's sell one of them. I think that's what he's wanting to do. He's wanting to sell one of them. I mean, Dewsbury Hall, Man United, Newcastle, Burnley. I mean, the Burnley game looks good in 29, doesn't it? But other than that, it's pretty rough for Everton.
The fixtures are pretty rough for both of them, though, to be fair, because Forest have got Liverpool, Brighton, Man City, Fulham, Spurs, Villa. That's horrible as well.
There is a bit of an unknown with Anderson, but you've got to think his role's not going to change that much.
Well, it depends. What do you think Pereira's going to do with him? Because
try and do what bloody your mate did, Ange.
Well, that's the thing, right? They wanted an attacking manager, so they hired Ange, and they did not do well.
No, so they went back to what they knew and did all right, and then they got rid of him, and they've gone back to an attacking manager again.
Which won't go well.
No.
So what do we think is going to happen with Anderson? I suspect Anderson will actually have to play the same role. If anything, he'll probably have to do more DEFCON work because everyone else is going to be attacking.
I think I'd keep Anderson. I think I'd just keep him. I just think I agree with everything you're saying. I just think he takes some set pieces. Like, Dewsbury Hall over this run, when are you going to want to play him? At least with Anderson, you can play him in any fixture and know he's probably going to get the DEFCON points. When are you going to play Dewsbury Hall when you've got Man United, Newcastle, Arsenal, Chelsea, Brentford away, Liverpool in the next 7?
Yeah, but okay, but it depends on how long Harry wants to hold them for, doesn't it? Because realistically, you could sell Anderson. I mean, Holly will hate that, by the way, as well, Harry. You could keep Dewsbury Hall until, and by the way, remember I hate Dewsbury Hall. Remember I had moments with him earlier on in the season, but that Burnley fixture in 29 is attractive.
Oh,
Manchester United could
Harry's.
concede.
Do you know what? Let's move on. Harry's giving it all this in the chat. Oh, cool, selling Anderson. Thanks. I took the time to answer your question in a serious way, and this is the thanks I get, Harry.
I would sell Anderson.
Just because I've cursed your team and your season does not mean you can take it out on me on my own stream. That is bang out of order. But yeah,
should we turn up to the watch
Hall.
list and start questioning them next Wednesday?
I'm gonna. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Lovely stuff. Right. Well, pleasure as always, Sam. Has this helped me? No. Has it helped others?
What's gonna happen? So hang
Maybe.
on. Can we just clarify? You're gonna captain Thiago.
Yes.
And what are you going to do with your team?
Oh, well.
Are you going to wildcard?
No, I don't know. I could do. If Haaland's out, yes, definitely. I'm guessing he's not going to be out, though. So
he's in training pictures. He's not going to be out.
Yeah, I know. Probably not. I'm probably going to... I either do Anderson to Rayan, Timber to Van Dijk, or Verbruggen to Kelleher.
You can't... Right, hang on a minute. You can't tell Harry to keep Anderson and then say you might sell him.
Over Dewsbury Hall, not sell him in general. It's Anderson or Dewsbury Hall. They're both, And I said keep Anderson. But no, I see what you mean. And you're saying to sell him, yeah. Verbruggen to Kelleher, that feels the most boring one, but also the biggest upgrade because I have no interest in Verbruggen at all, and I think Brentford are going to keep some clean sheets over the next few games. Starting with this weekend. So I'll probably do that. And then do Timber to Van Dijk next week.
As I really hope that works for you and that you come on here next week and you're happy. I feel like we haven't seen Smiley as for a little bit.
Smiley as is dead. And on that note,
next week, Smiley as will be back.
Yeah, we'll see.
Right, by next week, we will both have ranks in the 1 million. They'll start with ones.
Well, it's
That's our target.
It's either Thiago scores 5 goals and relegates Brighton, or Brighton get a surprise victory and Thiago blanks. There's no in between.
What happens if Thiago scored twice but Brighton won?
Oh, that would be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be alright.
That would be nice.
Do I want that? Because I sort of want you getting dragged back down, because that means we've got more chance of getting back out.
I'm going to be honest with you. I want Spurs to get thrashed. So
absolute muppet.
Yeah.
Right, I don't want happy as next week. I want you crying.
You've been so nice.
Because I tell you what, if Spurs beat Arsenal, I'm going to be intolerable all week next week. I'm just saying.
Smiley has his dead, is it? It's gone down well in the chat. Lovely stuff. Sam, a pleasure as always. Let's hope Spurs and Brighton both get out of the relegation scrap. Let's hope we both see some green arrows into the top 2 million. But we'll be back, whatever happens, next week. And we'll see you all there.
Bye, guys.